making quail food.
He's making quail food. How many quails do we got so far?
One.
So hopefully...
But they're not due until today and tomorrow.
And don't worry about his hair. He's been checked. I gave him my... whatever. I shared my little sick thing with him, and now I'm starting to feel better. I'm still hacking.
She's feeling better, and I'm getting sicker.
So, ooh.
It's a powder, baby.
Taste, no.
It's for feeding babies.
Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, cool.
The powder's more for them to take as day-old chicks.
So tell us why you put it in the Ninja.
Because if you look at the... Let me give you some of regular chick feed.
Okay.
Is pretty large. It's too large for baby quail.
Do they eat chick feed?
Yes, that's what it's. This is for chick and quail and pheasants.
Oh,
but it has to be chopped up small so that they can.
And
palatable.
did you ask me if you could use a kitchen?
I bought it all, so I don't have to ask.
No, everything in the house belongs to me.
Well, that's too
I'm
bad.
married.
When it comes to my animals,
he knows.
They come before
you. He knows I'm teasing him. Wee. Okay, he built this.
It's just temporary. The bigger one's going to be used for
just to get him started. So
all I'm going to do is spread a little bit on top of the newspaper so that they get something to pick at.
My whole house needs a big cleaning. I've been sick for a week.
And I got a thermometer in there, so it's about 100 degrees.
Okay, how warm does it have to stay in there?
What's that?
It has to be 100?
Well, to start with, it should be anywhere from 100 to 80 to 100.
Okay, so that little guy will be warm enough in there?
Yeah, until he gets some brothers and sisters.
Our one quail, hopefully he'll, you said that the first 4 days are crucial?
Yes, first 4 days are crucial. If they survive past the third or fourth day, you probably won't lose anything.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to take him out.
Oh, you're going to take him out right now?
And
good.
give him a drink.
All right.
All right, what I've got is...
Oops, oops, you almost wet.
This is a quail water.
Okay.
It's unlike the chick waters. This has a smaller opening.
Okay.
And what I do is I add a couple teaspoons of sugar to the water. That gives them a little more energy. Not that quail don't have enough energy, but...
Don't. Oh, okay.
I have to open it up.
Okay, let's see him. Oh.
He's very tiny. The other ones haven't even started yet. You can see how tiny he is.
Oh, he's so little.
A baby chick is about this big, so you can see they're about...
Well, if I go back from Clay's hand, you can see...
They're about a fourth of the size.
See, wait a minute, look at, hold them in your hand real quick. See, sometimes if you show them up close, they look twice as big.
They look big. They're very tiny.
But they're not. Oh, my goodness.
Now what we've got to do is we've got to dip his beak so he gets his very first drink. It's kind of hard to see because I haven't got...
Do you have sugar in there?
Yes, I got a little bit of sugar in there. You dip their beak so that they tip their head back a little bit, and that gives them the first taste of water.
Okay, let's see if we can do a little close-up. Is he going to be okay this long?
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Okay, go on in there, baby. Our first baby.
He hatched out about 5 o'clock last night.
Yeah, we heard a beep, beep, beep. Right, and I had headphones on.
I've got to have the water in there so that he gets a chance to get it. That's okay. That's all right. I just want him to be able to get a drink. That's why I had it on this metal framework.
The first baby, he's a mom.
This will give him a chance to pick around and get a drink and do whatever he wants to do.
If none of those other
quails...
Right now
he's pecking at the food already. See how he's pecking?
Oh, yeah. Clay, if none of those other quail hatch, will this guy survive?
If he gets past 4 days old, yes, he will.
Here, pick that up for a second. Well, I don't want to mess that. I want him to be warm.
I want him to learn how to eat. He's pecking at the food and the spots on the paper. That's a good sign. If he gets a little bit of food in his belly and he gets a drink, then there he's jumping around.
Well, he's pretty... Well, show that egg. Because the quail egg.
Oh, the one that he hatched out?
Yeah, I never saw anything like this. So I'm a city girl turning country, so these were all new experiences for me. One of the reasons we felt like we should do these things is because Clay's been doing this stuff for 40 years, and he's training me. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to take care of different animals. There's so many newbies online. And the farmers that are out there, they're to be honest with you, they're just too busy. And Clay and I are backyard farmers, so it's kind of like we're busy, but our son is 23, our daughters have families. Yes, they're in their 30s, so, it's not like we have little babies home.
All right, here's the egg
Yeah.
he came out of.
Look at how hard that is. It's like a dinosaur egg, it looks like.
But they just pop around the edge and then they...
Make that noise again. That's like a little something.
But as you can see,
That's
he came out of this one.
That's like having us tunnel through rock.
Yeah, well, that's not all that heavy, but...
Well, for a little guy like
he's
that...
He's doing good if he's running around already, so... And hopefully the other ones will... The humidity went up because I put the washcloth and the water in there.
I
bought a couple of these. These came from
just
the dollar store.
What's the
deal?
They
came 3 to a pack.
What's the deal on the humidity? Because we've heard people trying to hatch stuff and don't have humidity.
A lot of times people have a bad hatch because they don't have the humidity up. Excuse me. The humidity right now, it was at 55 yesterday.
Okay.
Before I took this little thing and rolled a washcloth up and put water in it about here, so that if they did jump in there, they wouldn't drown because the washcloth would keep them from going
That's
under.
another reason to keep them in the house.
It brings well, you always want to hatch and.
We always keep them in the first week.
But you can see it's up to 99.9, and the humidity's up to 62, which is fairly good. You want it about 62 or 60 to 65, and that helps keep the moisture in because in this shell is a membrane.
Excuse me for one moment. Okay, the question was why we need the humidity, and I interrupted Clay,
that's what
which I'm sorry. So I just want to make sure that.
Okay, on the shell there is a membrane. You can see that membrane?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of rubbery. And they need that to be soft. And the humidity keeps that soft so they can break out of the egg. If that gets hard and dried, they'll die in the shell. So you want to keep that humidity up. Because that's how they get out of the egg.
What happens if they have too much humidity?
You're better off with more humidity than no humidity when they come to hatch time. Because they'll at least can get out of it. If there's too much humidity, you'll have condensation on top of the incubator glass. You'll see the condensation up here. Then you take the plug out, pull out a little of the humidity out.
Okay.
And you replace it and put it in and out as you need to, depending on your humidity level.
And if you have questions, we want to welcome you to email us at pulpobackyardfarm@gmail.com. I don't really like people to necessarily go through YouTube. They can, but I've experienced if somebody's settings aren't set right, they might message us and we don't even know. Like they might, how do I put it? If we try to reply back or something, they may not know because if they're set on privacy or something. So just email us at pulpobackyardfarm.
If you've got questions, please ask.
Yeah, pulpobackyardfarm@gmail.com.
We'll try to answer them
or just ask them in the comments. That's fine too. That's good because then everybody can see the answer. But if you have, something...
As you can see, he's pecking at the food, so if he gets a few crumbs in his stomach, that'll be a good sign. I just want to keep an eye on him, make sure he gets a drink. You never want to put that water right up tight to the side. You always want to have it so that they can get around it.
Now, you said these little guys could drown in the water. What's that all about?
Well, that's when they use those chick drinking things. They're a lot wider, so you want to put like marbles or those colored stones you use they have in craft stores, things like that.
And these are the jumbo Cortex?
Catornic.
Catornic class. Yeah,
these are the jumbos. Jumbo browns, they call them. But they're a little bigger. They'll weigh about a pound apiece, somewhere in there.
And how many per person do we eat for dinner?
That we'll find out, but from what I was told, about 1 to 2 quail a person. But if you've got vegetables and side dishes, and that 1 quail should be enough for a serving. That's a pound of meat. That's more than...
Well, you should only eat a deck of meat like the size of a deck of cards.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have a whole lot of meat, so probably 1 quail per person would be a perfect He's running around pretty good today.
This is our project room, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
When you first come in our house, it just it just works for us.
And right now it's a little higher than 100, but I've got the whole cover open so that he can get away from the bulb or wherever he's more comfortable. I still think I need to pull that water towards the center more over here.
Okay.
That way he can get all the way around it. And if he has brothers and sisters hatched, they can go right in there with him.
Now the boy can crawl.
Yes, the male will crow just like a rooster. But a chicken, no, not that kind of crow. They can go on just about any website in here. As these guys get older, we'll show videos on the crowing and that. But it's a different. It sounds almost like a wild bird, so it's not as disturbing as, say, your neighbors would be complaining about rooster crowing.
What country do these guys come from?
Africa originally.
Okay, sorry to be so.
That's why in Africa you have to have a permit to own them, because they're not a native bird of the United States, we're allowed to have them without a permit.
Yeah, what's the deal on that native bird thing? If they're native,
it's the same way around here. We have ringneck pheasants, which originally came from China because they released them. They released them long ago. That they became a native bird. So you have to have permits for like ringneck pheasants and bobwhite quail, which are native to all the states of the U.S. Peacocks, you don't, because they come from India, you don't need permits for peacocks. Chickens.
So you only need permits for the animals that are in your country.
No, yes, you need only permits for the birds that are native to your country.
That seems so. It would seem like it'd be the
opposite. That's because they don't want you wiping out the wild stock just for feeding and raising. So if you raise ringneck pheasants, there's different regulations where you have to release so many and use so many for your own consumption. And I'm not sure on the rules and regulations, but I know that may be something we could get into in the future. Right now we just focus on each project we're working on. Just doing the legal stuff and not the legal stuff though. Well, if anything without a permit is totally legal. Right, anything without a permit right now. We're not doing game birds or anything right now. No, but later on, who knows? We might do some game birds, but we'll get the proper permits to do things with, and we'll go from there. But right now, we're just trying our hand at quail raising for our own family for consumption, and selling and eating our own eggs, selling and eating our own birds, and raising the chicks. This chick will be full grown in 6 weeks if it survives the first 3 to 4 days. And they're laying eggs usually between 6 and 8 weeks. So that's pretty good turnover. That's 4 times faster than a chicken, by far. So, this is Clay and Ruthie from Popel's Backyard Farm, and follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and we have all the links. If you go to sub on our channel, you'll see the links there. And follow us on YouTube and enjoy our videos. Like, comment, give us a thumbs up, and we'll appreciate your coming back for more. Okay, well, again, it's Ruthie and Clay Popel at the Popel Backyard Farm. Have a blessed day.